Hi everyone, welcome back to the IT and Psychology YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing the exercise solutions for chapter 5, Emotions of Psychology 12th grade. Before we start, I would like to tell you that I have completed the first 5 chapters that include the exercise explanation up till now for the first 5 chapters and the exercise solutions for the first 4 chapters, and I'll be completing the 5th chapter's exercise solutions today itself. And I've completed the SOPs, the first 8 SOPs for IT and the first 4 chapters out of 6 chapters as well. So we'll start, and I hope you would have referred to the reduced syllabus and the questions that have been removed according to the 25% reduced syllabus by the HSC board for both IT and psychology. If you have not, you'll find the videos to refer in the description, and you'll be given the links to the videos in this PDF as well. And this PDF will be sourced to the students that have joined the Telegram group for doubts. So if you have any doubts pertaining to topics that will be covered in this video or topics that were covered in the previous videos, you can contact me on Telegram via the link given in the description. So without further ado, let's start. We start out with our question number 1. Complete the following statements. The first question in our question number 1 says dash is a combination of bodily arousal, expressive behavior, thoughts and feelings. So our answer here is emotions. Emotions, emotion itself is a combination of bodily arousal, expressive behavior, thoughts and feelings. So go ahead and mark option C, that is emotions. So this is our first answer. Then we move forward to question number 2. According to James Lange, we first experience dash then emotions. So this was physical arousal. So according to what James Lange told us, we first experience physical arousal then emotions. So you'll find this explanation in our second video for emotions. The link has been mentioned in the description. So our the first option here, option A, physical arousal is correct for our question number 2. Then we move forward to our question number 3. Emotion is used as a dash to control others. Here the answer is a weapon. Emotion is used as a dash to control others. That is, emotion is used as a weapon to control others. So here we have the answer for our question number 3. Then we move forward to our fourth and fifth question. The fourth question says, when you allow another person to exploit you, you are a victim of dash abuse. So as we all know, we are a victim of emotional abuse. So our answer for question number 4 is option B, emotional. So go ahead and mark it. Then we move on to our question number 5. Exercising releases dash which makes you feel good as a stress buster. So our answer here would be A, endorphins. Exercising releases endorphins which make you feel good as a stress buster. So go ahead and mark option A. And I've mentioned all these answers in a list here so that you just go through the explanation and you mark it quickly. And if you do not understand it, go through the videos mentioned in the description about the 3 to 4 parts made on emotions, chapter 5, and then you'll have a better grasp of the topics taught. Then we move forward to our question number 2. Identify the odd items from the following and write a suitable reason for your choice. So our first list given to here of items is admiration, disgust, acceptance and trust. So here the odd one out of these is disgust. So just go ahead and mark disgust as our odd one out and then write the reason. The other 3 words are positive. Disgust is a negative aspect of emotions. Then we move forward to our second one, kicking, ignoring, shoving, screaming. So out of this, ignorance is the odd one out. So go ahead and mark ignoring as our odd one out. The other three, that are kicking, shoving, screaming, are physical triggers of anger. Ignorance and avoiding someone is a mental trigger or a non-verbal trigger. So this was our question number 2 of part 2. Then we move forward to a third one. The list of items are reassess. Reassess is react, respond, relax. So out of these, react is the odd one out. The other three words are techniques of anger management, whereas react goes the opposite direction. Then we have the fourth question, that is meditation, social work, compassion, engage in hobbies. Out of these, compassion is the odd one out. Here, the other three, that are meditation, social work, engaging in hobbies, are related to relaxation technique of anger management, whereas compassion is under another topic itself. So we move forward to our question number 3, match the pairs. So here our first part of column A, that is happiness, this matches up with surprise. Then we move forward to our next one, that is Paul Ekman. This matches up with our basic emotions. Anger. Anger matches up with being a very powerful emotion, that is F. Then we have fourth one, that is fear. This matches up with fight or flight response. Then we have the grief. Grief matches up with sadness. Then we have anger management technique. This matches up with triggers of anger. So this was a question number 3. I'll just wait as you guys pause the video, note these answers down, and we move forward. So let's continue with our question number 4. State whether the following statements are true or false. Here, our first question is emotional well-being is not easily observable. True, as it has many different aspects covering its trail. Then we move forward to our second question of true or false, or the second statement as you may. Positive emotions energize you. True. Smiling when you are almost very angry changes your emotion in a second. It brings your thought from your limbic system to your cortex in just a gist of time. So then we move forward to a third statement. You should feel guilty for standing up for yourself. False. You should never feel guilty for standing up for yourself. It's just an aspect of life where you need to open up and gain confidence and boost your self-esteem at some point. Or our statement number 4, anger is a basic negative emotion. No, this is a false statement. Anger is a very powerful statement and it is not basic. It is a primary emotion. Then we move forward to our question number 5. Answer the following questions in around 35 to 40 words each. Here our first sub-question is explain the term facial feedback hypothesis. Here we have distributed it into 2 pointers. So let's read it out. Our first pointer says, according to facial feedback hypothesis, facial expressions provide feedback to the brain concerning emotions. A second pointer explains, it means facial expressions are not only the result of our emotions, but are also capable of influencing our emotions. You may feel that I'm reading this fast, but this is a very important and easy topic. You can just don't think of it as tough. Just it's easy for most of us or most of all the students. If it's not easy, just read it through. Just do the hard work as we have only a few months left for our boards. So at this point we cannot slack. So I'll just pause the video here. If you cannot understand what I'm reading out or what you see on the video, pause there, open your textbook, refer each and every pointer, or watch several videos. It's just not me who's a YouTuber here. There are many videos available on just psychology and different topics of psychology on YouTube. You can open up different channels and see their videos. You will find a different experience to go through. You may understand from them better than I have explained, or you might understand from me better than they have explained. It is really good when you discover things. So just search for better ones if you cannot understand in the explanation I have given to you. So second question, when does an individual face social rejection? So here, our first pointer here is an individual faces social rejection when he or she is ignored in a conversation, isolated, bullied, or digitally spied on. So this is what causes our individual face to cause or to be faced with social rejection. Social rejection in various forms makes an individual feel unloved or unappreciated. This really dips your confidence down. But you do not need anyone to show that you're important. Let them ignore you. You are the one who's going to go further in life. You're studying for yourself. Just think, your parents are good enough friends for you at this point when you're studying. You do not need friends. Don't feel down if someone's ignoring you. See the positive aspects of your life. So this was question 2, where an individual faces rejection. How does it happen and why does it happen? Has been explained in the previous question. Then we move forward to our question number 3. With the help of an example, write the non-verbal triggers of anger. With the help, okay, so this is our question. Non-verbal triggers of anger include certain gestures or facial expressions like feeling or being disregarded, neglected, ignored, frequently rejected, being frowned upon, getting a weird look, feeling unloved and unappreciated, disappointed. For example, Mayur's classmates often ignore him. He is hardly a part of any group conversation and no one listens to him, which makes him feel very angry. So this was our example. I just mm, mentioned it twice here. So just note this answer down as we go forward. Yeah. So now we move forward to our question number 4. What are the aspects of emotional well-being? Emotional well-being is innate and not easily observable. Various aspects of emotional well-being are understanding and managing emotions. One's emotions. Encouraging positive emotions are not getting overcome by the situational negative emotions. So this is how an emotional well-being can be kept into action or drawn into action. So that was our question number 5 with our various sub-questions. Then we move forward to our question number 6, compare and contrast. Our first part here is the A part, that is happiness and sadness. So I'll read out the first pointer here. Both happiness and sadness are primary emotions we experience these emotions from time to time. Happiness is the most positive emotion, which is also associated with satisfaction, contentment, and joy. Happiness is closely associated with our psychological and psychological well-being, health, and longevity. So this was our first explanation of what is the comparison of happiness and sadness. Now we'll put some contrast onto these topics. Sadness is characterized by feelings like disappointment, grief, shame, and hopelessness. On the other hand, prolonged sadness can turn into depression. It is very normal to be sad at times, but depression is a very dark stage. So that was our part A. Then we move forward to our part B, James Lange's theory and Cannon Bart's theory. James Lange's theory and Cannon Bart's theory will be compared and contrasted on in this answer. William James and Carl Lange believed that we experience emotions because of our physiological arousal. On the other hand, Walter Cannon and Philip Bard disagreed with James Lange, saying that only physiological arousal will not lead us to experience particular emotion. So according to James and Lange, we don't cry because we feel sad, but we feel sad because we cry. However, Cannon and Bard explained that we don't cry when we are sad, but we also cry when we are pleasantly surprised or extremely happy. So these were our different comparisons or uh, explanations of why people cry and what is their connection with feeling sad. That was our question number 6. Then we move forward to our question number 7. Write short notes on the following in 50 to 60 words. Here we'll read our part A, measures of dealing with emotional abuse. So I'll read the answer out. This is a long answer. Just before I read it out, you go through it. Refer the answer from the textbook. Write them in your own words as you may, because but never, even though you're writing in your own keywords, even though you are writing in your own words, never forget the keywords given in the textbook. As the paper checkers go through the paper, in the first 4 to 5 papers, they have already recognized what are the keywords they are looking for in the paper. The answers or the answer keys already memorized to them. So they'll look for the answers or the keywords. As soon as they do not see the keywords, they'll cross the whole answer or the whole pointer. So just memorize the keywords and you'll get a better overview of the subtopic given. So I'll just read it out. Measures of dealing with emotional abuse. The most important point aspect of dealing with emotional abuse is to break the silence and stand up for your own self. The first pointer to be used when you're standing up for yourself is accept that abuse is not your responsibility. Don't justify the abuser. Second, disengage and set personal boundaries. Keep a fence around yourself where others are aware of and they would not dare to cross to cause any emotional harm or physical harm to you. Then we move forward to our next step. Respond to abusers assertively and seek distance from them. Do not go close if that person has a toxic behavior, as they might cause harm to you in the future even though they are your friends. Then we move forward to don't give immediate reaction to the abuser. Give yourself time to heal. Talk to friends, teachers, family. Also seek professional help and guidance to have an effective chance of not being disturbed again or not being emotionally abused again. Then we move forward to a second question or the second part, that is B part, Plutchik's model of emotions. Plutchik stated that there are 8 basic emotions. He created the wheel of emotions, which shows various relationships among the emotions. The intensity of emotions decreases as we move outward and vice versa. The color too indicates the intensity. The darker the shade, the more intense the emotion. Emotions with no color depicts combination of two primary emotions. Plutchik stated that we experience complex emotions most of the time. This model is important from the perspective of emotional literacy. So the model is in the basic emotions 5.2 part. The students appearing for boards in the year 2021. You do not need to study that because that has been mentioned in the reduced syllabus portion. So avoid this answer or this question. Then we move forward to our part C, anger, a powerful emotion. Anger is a very powerful emotion which includes hostility, agitation, and frustration. It is a two-sided sword that can be good as well as bad. Anger is often displayed through facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, and aggressive behavior. It is one of the strongest basic emotions and is linked to the arousal of various internal and external physiological changes. Without anger management techniques, one may not be able to handle conflicting situations and fail to achieve his or her goals. So that was our anger, a powerful emotion. Then we move forward to our part D, managing emotions. Managing emotions is defined as the ability to be open to feelings and modulate them in oneself and others so as to promote personal understanding and growth. Managing emotions is very much a question of choice. While many individuals struggle to handle their emotions, few of them are self-aware. The latter are able to manage their emotions well and express their emotions in a healthier manner. Managing emotions is an art as well as a science. So, this is our managing emotions, part D. Then we move forward to our part E, benefits of emotional well-being. First benefit is coping with stress. They are better able to deal with stress using healthy methods like talking to friends and exercise. Second benefit is better self-regulation. They accept negative emotions as being a part of life and don't allow such emotions to overpower them. Third, increased productivity. Feeling positive makes them feel energized. The ability to focus and think clearly is enhanced while increasing productivity, which increases productivity. Next benefit is increased creativity. They are curious and open to new experiences and hence can think of different strategies to solve a problem. Life satisfaction. They are able to build strong relationships and deep personal connections. They engage in social services or philanthropic activities which gives meaning to their life. Next is our eighth question. Answer the following in 50 to 60 words using the 3R model of anger management. Represent a case study of your own experience. Our case is Vedika was angry with her parents as they did not allow her for a late night party. The 3 R's of anger, relax, reassess, and respond, can be applied to the above case in the following way. First is relaxation. Vedika listened to music for some time, which gave her recovery time to listen and time to manage her anger and see things with clear perspective. Otherwise, she would have reacted impulsively and her limbic system would have taken over. Second is reassesses. Once her mind was relaxed, Vedika thought about the situation in an objective manner. She could assess that her parents didn't intend to restrict her, but they were just worried about her safety. Third, respond. After careful evaluation of the situation, she talked to the parents and resolved the conflict. She also called up her friends and explained why she could not attend the party. So these were the 3 R's of anger management. Then we move forward to a B part, that is how does the brain work when angry. Anger, the limbic system is functional and not the cortex. The data coming in passes through the amygdala where the decision is made whether to send the data to the limbic system or the cortex. If the incoming data triggers enough emotional charge, then it is sent to the limbic system, causing the person to react using the lower part of the brain. On an average, it takes 20 minutes for an average person to calm down. Part C. After having realized you are emotionally abused by your best friend, write the steps you will take to deal with it. So the several steps have been mentioned here. I'll give myself some time to recover since it is difficult to accept that my best friend has emotionally abused me. Second, I'll talk to my parents and mutual friends about the whole situation to calm myself down. I'll never justify him because he's my best friend. I'll watch my favorite show on Netflix, read a book that I love, or take a trip to overcome my anxiety. अभी ये Netflix देख के मत बोलना कि sponsorship मिला है. So then we move forward to our question 9. Analyze the situations presented below and A. Write the emotion you experience. B. What will be your response to this situation? So this might be a different form or the different font. So please adjust. I hope this is readable and not blurred to you guys. If it is, just contact me on Telegram. I'll send you guys the clearer version if possible. So our first question here is Anish was scolded by his boss. He came home and in a fit of rage hit his son. You are Anish's friend who witnessed this outburst. The first reaction will be will be very upset and displeased. I will talk to Anish and listen to his situation. I will also make him understand that he used displacement as a defense mechanism and it is morally wrong to do so. Instead, he should take some time to calm himself down when such a situation arises. Very impressive, father. Second is you helped your friend with study notes during his illness, but when your friend got better, he did not respond nor show any sense of appreciation. I will feel disappointed and sad. I would initiate a talk with my friend and share my feelings with him. After that, if he appreciates my earlier gesture, I will forgive him. But if he shows no concern even after I explain what I am feeling, I will stop overthinking and distance myself from him. Though you are a good friend of Anushka, she has not invited you to her New Year's party. I will be very angry at Anushka. I will be upfront to her. I will explain that being her good friend, I expected her to invite me. I will also give her a chance to explain the reason behind her behavior. If it is genuine, I will forgive her. So these are positive takes on how to assess the situation. It is your birthday and you wake up that morning to find yourself surrounded with beautiful gifts. I will be very happy and surprised. I will scream with joy or might even cry due to extreme happiness. I will feel loved and blessed to have such people in my life who want to see me happy. Our next situation is you have had a hectic day at college. When you come home, you find the door locked. You forget your keys at home that day and your parents have not informed you of their plans. I will be frustrated and irritated. Although I would be really upset initially, I will try to calm myself down. I will call my parents and check if they couldn't come home early. I might also call a friend who stays nearby and ask her if I can go to her place. So this was our question 5. We'll move forward to our question number 6. You have planned a surprise day out for your best friend and she tells you she is not interested and has other plans. I will be disappointed and angry. Rather than immediately jumping onto any conclusion, I will try to understand how important her other plans are. If she is not showing any interest due to her prior commitments, I will respect her decision and might plan another surprise. But if I sense that she deliberately behaving in this manner to hurt me, I will reconsider whether she is really my best friend. So this was our exercise for our chapter 5 emotions, and Thanks for watching. You've been a lovely audience. If you want to become a trained web developer, you can check this website out. This PDF will be mentioned, or the Google Drive link for this PDF will be mentioned in the description. We have completed the first three parts. I'm sorry I have not mentioned the fourth part in this PDF. First three parts have been completed. Our SOPs have been completed. The SOPs that you can practice yourselves. The Google Drive link has been mentioned in the description as well. For doubts, you can join this group. This is a short link, so you can just type it out, or you'll find it in the description anyways. To support the channel, you can follow me on Patreon via this link. For students of for psychology, the reduced syllabus PDF or the translated version to English has a video made by me, an individual video. So you can watch this video via this link. You'll find out different questions that have been removed for IT and psychology in this video. I made radio syllabus for IT videos as well, and the different topics of IT that I've covered up. The four chapters. These are the chapters that I've taught in psychology, a scientific discipline, intelligence, personality, cognitive processes, and now we have the SOPs, that are the SOP video links for information technology 12th grade students. So this was our video. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Please be safe and do not move out until necessary.